A long time ago, there was a girl named Amina. Amina lived in a small, dusty town where the wind carried sand through broken windows. Her house had no electricity. At night, darkness filled every corner. She studied under a weak candle that often died before she finished her homework. Amina had no fancy books, no new clothes. Her shoes were too big and torn at the sides. But inside her, there was something powerful. She had a dream. Every day, Amina walked 6 kilometers to school. The sun burned her skin, and sometimes her stomach was empty. But she never missed a day. She loved learning. She wanted to become an engineer. Not for fame, not for money, but to fix something very important: water. In her village, clean water was rare. People walked miles to collect it. Sometimes the water made them sick. Amina watched her younger brother fall ill again and again. She told herself, "One day I will solve this." After school, Amina searched through piles of scrap, old pipes, broken buckets, rusted metal. People laughed when they saw her. "What will you do with trash?" they said. But Amina didn't answer. At night, she worked quietly. She tried to build a simple water filter using sand, charcoal, and cloth. Her first attempt failed. The water came out dirtier than before. She tried again. The second one leaked. She tried again. The third broke apart in front of her teacher during a school project. The class laughed. "Just give up," someone said. Amina felt her chest tighten. Tears filled her eyes, but she did not stop. Instead, she went to the village library, just a small room with a few old books. She read about science, about water systems, about people who failed many times before they succeeded. Then, she found an old woman in the village who used to be a science teacher. Amina asked her questions every evening. "Why doesn't it work?" Amina asked. The woman smiled gently. "Because you are still learning." "I want to help my family," Amina said softly. "Then don't stop," the woman replied. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Amina kept building. Her hands were always scratched. Her clothes smelled of dust and metal. Sometimes she felt tired. Sometimes she felt alone. But her dream stayed alive. Then one day, something changed. A group of visitors came to her school. They were looking for students with ideas to improve village life. There would be a competition. Amina stayed quiet. She remembered the laughter, the failures. But her friend Fatima came to her and whispered, "This is your moment." That night, Amina worked harder than ever. She rebuilt her filter from scratch. She adjusted the layers. She tested it again and again. 1 hour passed, 2 hours. The water came out clear. She stared at it. It worked. The next day, Amina stood in front of judges. Her hands trembled. "This is my water filter," she said. She poured dirty water into it. Everyone watched. Drop by drop, clean water came out. The room went silent. One judge stepped forward. "Where did you learn this?" Amina answered, "From failure." They smiled. Amina won. Her design was improved and used across nearby villages. Children drank clean water. Families stayed healthy. And Amina? She kept learning. She kept building. Because in life, people will laugh when you fail. They will tell you to stop. They will doubt you. But the strongest people are not those who never fail. They are the ones who rise again. So if you fall, once, twice, or 100 times, get up, try again, because one day the world will look at you and say, "This is exactly what we were looking for."